We live in an age that is completely obsessed with knowing other people. We follow the lives of celebrities as if they were our own. We analyze the routines of billionaires. We read biographies of famous leaders and philosophers, hoping to discover the secret formula behind their success. This fascination with the lives of others is understandable. After all, their stories can inspire us. They show us what is possible. But there is a strange paradox hiding inside this obsession. While we spend so much time studying other people's lives, we often neglect the one life that matters the most to our success: our own. The paradox of knowing others. Think about it. Most people can easily list the morning routine of a famous entrepreneur. They can tell you what time a billionaire wakes up, what a celebrity eats for breakfast, or how an athlete trains. But if you ask them simple questions about themselves, the answers become unclear. When are you personally most productive? What habits give you energy, and which ones drain it? What routines actually help you perform at your best? Suddenly, the confidence disappears. We spend so much time trying to understand others that we forget to understand ourselves. And yet, the world's most successful individuals rarely become successful by copying someone else's life exactly. They succeed by mastering their own variables. They shift their focus from knowing others to knowing themselves. A lesson from early career. This powerful lesson was not taught to me by a motivational speaker. It did not come from a best-selling self-help book. Instead, it came from a leader I worked with early in my career. Back in 2010, I was a young and enthusiastic member of a sales team at one of the leading manufacturing groups in Pakistan. Like most young professionals, I was eager to learn, ambitious, and sometimes a little impatient. Our CEO had a very unusual way of training his teams. His meetings were not typical corporate briefings. Instead, they felt more like unscripted leadership workshops. He would ask sharp, unexpected questions that forced us to think deeply about ourselves and our work. At the time, many of us found these sessions confusing. But looking back today, they were incredibly valuable. The unexpected question. One summer morning, we were having a routine discussion about sales targets. Unfortunately, our performance that quarter had not met expectations. You could sense the frustration in the room. We were expecting a lecture about revenue numbers or market strategy. Instead, our CEO suddenly asked a completely unexpected question.
How much do you know yourselves?
The room fell silent. We tried to answer with vague, intellectual-sounding responses, but he wasn't satisfied. Then he asked something even stranger, a question that seemed completely unrelated to business.
How many steps do you take every day?
At that time, this question sounded ridiculous. This was 2010. Fitness trackers were rare. Smartphones were not yet tracking our daily steps. None of us had ever thought about something like that.
Our CEO then casually mentioned that he knew his own number. When he played golf, he knew he walked around 8,000 steps.
We looked at each other in disbelief. How could anyone possibly know something so specific? To us, it sounded like a joke, and honestly, we dismissed it. We assumed it was simply an eccentric comment. Something interesting, perhaps, but completely irrelevant to sales. But then he explained his point, and suddenly the question made much more sense.
He told us something that stayed with me for years. You should know yourself that well. Every detail about yourself matters. You will start achieving big things when you understand the small things about your own habits.
At the time, we didn't fully grasp what he meant. For days afterward, the conversation became a running joke in the office. We laughed about counting steps. We teased each other about tracking meaningless details. Then someone shared another story about the company's founder. Apparently, he once asked a colleague a very strange question.
When you shave in the morning, how many times does the razor touch your skin?
That story made the joke even better. We laughed even harder. To us, it simply confirmed that these leaders had some very unusual ways of thinking. Years later, the real meaning became clear. Time passed. Careers evolved. People moved on to new roles and new cities. Those early corporate memories slowly faded into the background. But many years later, after spending more than a decade navigating the professional world, I began to understand something. The joke was actually on us. Those questions were never meant to be taken literally. They were not asking us to physically count our steps, and they were not asking anyone to track their shaving routine. They were teaching something much deeper. They were teaching self-awareness. The meaning of the steps. The question about daily steps was actually about the bigger picture. It was about understanding how you operate as a person. When do you have the most energy? When are you most productive? What routines help you think clearly? What habits improve your focus? Too often, people blindly follow productivity advice from the internet. But every individual is different. What works for someone else may not work for you. True performance comes from understanding your own patterns, your own rhythm, your own limits. The meaning of the razor strokes. The second question about shaving had a different meaning. It represented something much smaller: micro-discipline. Success is not only about the big presentations, the big deals, or the big achievements. It is also about the tiny routines repeated every single day. The way you prepare, the way you focus, the way you handle the smallest tasks. Those small habits quietly shape your long-term results. The real secret. Many people spend their lives studying competitors, celebrities, or successful entrepreneurs. They watch interviews, they follow routines, they try to copy strategies. But the real breakthrough rarely comes from copying someone else. It comes from understanding your own operating system, your habits, your strengths, your weaknesses, your natural rhythm. Once you understand those things, you can start optimizing your life around them. So if there is one lesson that stayed with me from those early days in the corporate world, it is this: stop obsessing over how others live their lives. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Instead, start observing yourself. Pay attention to your energy, your routines, your discipline in small moments. Because real success does not begin with knowing celebrities. It begins with knowing yourself. And sometimes, the most powerful question you can ask is surprisingly simple. Do you truly know yourself?